Hi everybody, this is Neil Walters of HebrewResources.com, and in this video we're going to look at the present tense of Hebrew verbs in the Paal binyan, which is also called call. This is usually the first binyan everybody learns, and we're studying from the Wine Green Classical Hebrew or Biblical Hebrew text. This is on topic 34, page 65. He calls them active participles, and I think it's very similar to what some people call a gerund as well. And in the chart below, if you see that little less than sign above a letter, that's going to be an accent mark to tell you what syllable to emphasize. So we're going to take the word shamar, which we learned in the prior video, which means he kept, and we're going to change it to the present tense, which becomes shomer. So what you basically do is you put the O sound in the first syllable where there used to be an ah sound, and then the second syllable you're going to see is going to vary a little bit. This is very similar to the adjective. So for example, the word tov means good, right? So you have tov, tova, tovim, tovot. There's 4 variations of it because you have 2 in the plural and 2 in the singular, which is actually also 2 masculine and 2 feminine. Okay, so like tov is masculine singular, tova is feminine singular, tovim is masculine plural, and tovot is feminine plural. So we're going to do the exact same thing, almost the same 4 endings here. So repeat after me. Shomer, shomer. The feminine version, singular, shomeret, shomeret. So make sure you're accenting the vowel under the M sound, the mem letter. Shomeret. Shomrim is you all or they are keeping. Shomrim. And Shomrot is the feminine version of that, Shomrot. So let's do it. Let me do all 4 of them now. And let me say them all together and then see if you can repeat all 4 of them. Shomer, Shomeret, Shomrim, Shomrot. Let me say it one more time. Shomer, Shomeret, Shomrim, Shomrot. Now you try it. All right. You may have to do that a couple times. You may have to pause and rewind the video until you got that down. So like in the previous video we did with the past or the perfect tense, we are going to basically take some other verbs that we learned in the wine green vocabulary that are regular verbs. They don't have any special letters that make them irregular. And we're going to basically what they call conjugate the verb in the present tense, okay, or at least in this active participle form. Okay, so let's take the first one here. Shalach. Shalach means he sent. He sent. So, oh my goodness. Well, that's an irregular one. So I picked ones that were regular for past tense, but okay, I must admit it's going to have one slight variation, but I'm going to teach it to you anyway. So it's going to be sholeach. Sholeach. Okay. It's not going to be sholech. It's going to be sholeach. And I just know that because, you know, I've studied this for a while, right? This will be sholechet, sholechet, shochim, and shochot. So let's say them together. I'll let you repeat again. Sholeach, this form, sholechet, this form, shochim, and this form, shochot. The next one should not be irregular at all. It's zakar, which means he remembered. So zakar, let me just kind of break it down for you again. You're going to change the ah sound under the z or the zayin to zo, and then instead of har, it'll be zocher. So you're changing the ah sound under the chaf to the sere, the a sound. So you're going to have zocher, zocher, just like shamar became shomer. Okay? So zocher, zocheret, zochrim, zochrot. You try slowly first. Zocher, zocheret, zochrim, zochrot. Some of these will be a little bit of a tongue twister at first, especially with when we have the gutturals and stuff in them. The next one is karat, which means he cut, as in he cut a covenant typically. So you're going to have, what's the first word? You try to figure out. Karat, how will you pronounce that in the masculine singular form in the present? Paal binyan. So instead of karat, it'll be korate. Korate. So korate, koretit, korim, korot. Let me repeat. Korate, koretit, korim, korot. Now you try all four of those. The first one, the second one, the third, and the fourth. All right. This one's going to be irregular too. It's not irregular in the past, in the present. Now, I'm going to take Shema out because when you have an ayin on the end of the word, it's going to be irregular. So we don't learn that in line green till a little bit later. Same thing. When you got an aleph on the end, that's going to be irregular. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is lakach. So again, how do you change it? You're going to take the la sound, make it a low sound. Take the ka and make it an a here. So lo ke ach. We have a guttural again on the last syllable. Lo ke ach. So you're going to have to put that ach sound. Lo ke ach. I think this one is lo kechet, lochim, lochlot, lochot. Sorry. Okay. Lokeach, locheket, lochim, lochot. That was a harder one. Achal is he ate. This is much easier. So it's ochel, ohelet, ochlim, ochlot. Ochel, ochelet, ochlim, ochlot. Okay, the next one is halak. So once again, we have the guttural there. Can we do this one? Yeah, so actually, kaf is not a guttural in Hebrew, even though we sound it like a guttural. Remember, there's the gutturals are hey, chet, ayin, and aleph, the four gutturals. So halach becomes holech, holechet, holchim, and holchot. You say them slowly. Okay, now put them all together. Holech, holechet, holchim, holchot. The next one, amar, very easy. Omer, omeret, omrim, omrot. You say them slowly. Omer, omeret, omrim, omrot. Now put them all together. Omer, omeret, omrim, omrot. Omer, omeret, omrim, omrot. The next one is amad. That one of course means he says, or it's the said or say verb in the present tense. The next one is amad, which means he stood, and then we're going to make it he stands. Okay, so amad would become omeid, 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 omedit, omdim, omdot. You try slowly. Now I'm going to say them quickly. Omed, omedit, omdim, omdot. Omed, omedit, omdim, omdot. The next one, yurad. That means he went down. So your raid, your reddit, your deem, your dote. You try. Now I'm going to say all four. Your raid, your reddit, your deem, your dote. Again, your raid, your reddit, your deem, your dote. Next one, bachar, means he chose, very common in the liturgy. Bachar is he chose, and we're going to change it to present. He chooses, okay? We're going to say bocher, bocher, bocheret, bochrim, bochrot. Bocher, bocheret, bochrim, bochrot. You say them slowly. The final one is mashal, which is he ruled. We're going to change it to present tense. He rules, which would be instead of mashal becomes, how would you say this one? Moshel. Moshel. This one? Moshelet. Moshelet. This one? Moshlim. Moshlim. And this one? Moshlot. Moshlot. Moshel, Moshelet, Moshlim, Moshlot. Moshel, Moshelet, Moshlim, Moshlot. Try all four. Okay, so now we're going to look at some actual little phrases down here that use the words we just covered. So let's take a look at the first one. Ha'ish shomer, the man keeps. This is essentially the same as saying the man is a keeper, okay? So this idea of an active participle or a gerund is kind of like a noun, right? So we're basically saying he is a keeper, she is a keeper, they are keepers, they are keepers, you know, but you can also say keeps, you can make it like a verb. So it kind of works either way. Sometimes when you see the word ha in front of like ha shomer, it's like he who keeps, okay? You'll see that in text a lot. So let's keep it simple at first. Ha'ish shomer. Ha'ish shomer. The man keeps. Feminine. Ha'isha shomeret. Ha'isha shomeret. The woman keeps. The men now. Ha'anashim shomrim. The men keep. Ha'anashim shomrim. The women keep. Hanashim shomrot. Hanashim shomrot. And if you haven't learned these yet, the word ish for man and woman is a little bit irregular. So you need to learn those four. And I'll have those on a different slide, a different video as well. Ha'ish, ha'isha, ha'anashim, hanashim. So even the word for women ends with the im sound, which is typically a masculine ending. So the difference between anashim and nashim is women, anashim is men. Okay, the fifth one here, ani shomeret. So we know it's a feminine verb, so therefore this would only make sense if it was a woman who was talking. She says, I keep, ani shomeret. If it's a man doing the speaking or the talking, he would say, ani shomer, I keep. Here we don't have the pronouns built into the verbs like we did in the perfect tense. Like in the perfect tense, you don't have to add a pronoun because, for example, shamarti means I spoke. So you don't have to say ani shamarti. That's kind of like either redundant or you're adding emphasis, like I spoke, ani shamarti. Okay, but with these, the present, you do have to add the pronouns if you're not referring to like a specific noun. So ani shomeret, ani shomer. And now let's look at the plurals. Haim shomrim. They, masculine, keep. They are keeping. Haim shomrim. And then they, feminine, keep. Hain shomrot. Hain shomrot. Well, that wraps up our lesson on the active participle, or basically the present Paal tense. And I'm doing a whole series of videos on some of the grammar points that I've seen my current students struggling with in their Hebrew class. We meet on Zoom once a week. And probably starting in January, I'll probably open that up to a new group of people and we'll invite you to join us. There will be a link below this video. It may not be there like immediately, but it will be there by probably December 1st. If you want to join our Hebrew class, check out that link and you can see how you can join us. And part of my students will be going forward to more advanced lessons, and part of my students want to relearn the first 10 lessons, like the first semester, basically. So you are welcome to join us there, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Again, this is Neil Walters with HebrewResources.com. Like and subscribe if you're interested, or make a comment below the video if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.